Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Keith Pascal. Today we're going to talk about TQL creation in the local client. In the UCMDB local client, or in a browser like Internet Explorer, you can load the UCMDB user interface. To get here, we're going to click on the Modeling tab to open up this workspace, and we'll look at Modeling Studio. In the Modeling Studio then, you can go ahead and click on New Pattern View. This opens a separate dialog box where you can base your new pattern view on a current query, or you can base it on a new query. I've selected New Query and clicked OK. Now we're going to drag and drop the CIs from the CI selector pane on the left-hand side into the canvas on the right-hand side. So click with your left mouse button on the node on the left-hand side, drag it over into the canvas on the right-hand side and release it to drop that CI there. Add as many CIs as you need for your query to function. Once I have multiple CIs, I can click one, hit Shift on my keyboard, and then click the second one, and it will show up with kind of an orange color. The blue color is end 1 by default. The orange color is end 2 by default. Then I can right-click on either one of those CIs and add a relationship. In this case, I'm adding a relationship between Node and running software, and it shows me in the Add Relationship UI which kinds of relationships I can actually use. In this case, composition. If you don't know how two CIs are connected, you can always view them in IT Universe, do a search for a node, and check what the link type is that connects it to the running software, and then use that connection type. Likewise, if I want to set properties for a node, I can right-click on the node, that node being, in this case, a node, but it doesn't have to be a node. It could be running software. It could be an IP address. It could be whatever other CI you have in the canvas. You right-click and select Query Node Properties. The Query Node Properties dialog pops up. Note that there are multiple tabs here for attributes, cardinality, element type, element layout, and identity. In addition, the element name is displayed here as node, but I could change that to anything I want to. The only thing that changes is how it looks in the canvas. The element type is from a drop-down list of the CIs that are valid for this particular instance. I could select Node, or I could drill down into Node and select Windows or Unix or Net device. And there is a checkbox to say, I want to see this element in my query results. Because sometimes I may not want to see a query node that I have listed, but I do need it to be part of the query. For example, if I only wanted a list of nodes that have exactly one IP address, I may not need to show the actual IP address, but I just want a list of the nodes. In that case, I could select the IP address and uncheck this show element in query results, and then the only thing that would show up in the query results would be the node. To add a new condition, click the plus. To remove a condition, for example, if I did not like this condition, click the X. There is a not right here. For example, let's go to the next slide and I'll show you. In this case, I have said name like ignore case F%. So I'm getting any node that starts with the character F and then a %. And because I'm ignoring case, it doesn't matter if it's an uppercase F or a lowercase f. If I click this not checkbox, then it would actually give me the opposite thing. It would give me all nodes that don't start with F. Similarly, I can select the cardinality and see that I have a composition link between node and running software that I added earlier. In this case, I have put a minimum number in here of 2 and a maximum of 5. So it will show all nodes which have between 2 and 5 running software, and that is inclusive. So if it has 2, it will be displayed. If it has 5, it will be displayed. If it has 7, it will not be displayed because it does not meet the cardinality. Now, once you have set your cardinality, and it is interesting to note that there is this little yellow dot that exists right above the node, and that tells the user, it's an indicator to specify there are some type of modifications. Either there are attribute conditions or cardinality conditions for this particular CI. Running software has no such dot. We're not restricting our results at all. So now I can click the calculate button, and it will actually show me that there is one node that meets my criteria with 4 running software, which is between 2 and 5. Now I can click the save button so I can save my query. When I click the save button, it will bring up a dialog box where I can specify my view name, and I can also specify which folder to put it in, or I can create a new folder. By default, the query name is the same as the view name. There is an underlying TQL query that runs this view. Once I have calculated and saved, I can preview this using the preview icon, which will then display your results. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have a great day.